big issue in TPs. For example, some people, their big issue was TTT, for example. Some
yes,
how
your greatest difficulty.
How you,
yes.
overcame it, so that we can
absolutely.
Yeah.
Great. We are live. Yes.
We're on board.
Sorry, are we live?
Yes.
Okay. All right then. So, good morning for those of us in Cairo. For some of our other participants, it might be good afternoon. So we'll kill two birds with one stone. Good morning or good afternoon. This is the last day of our IH part-time CELTA course. And these are our survivors of 10 weeks of part-time CELTA. And they're still smiling. Perhaps we paid them enough to do this. They're still looking very positive. These wonderful survivors have endured 10 weeks of weekends, or losing their weekends, to CELTA, to working hard, planning, doing assignments and all kinds of things. So today we'd like to know basically how they feel at the end of the course, and things that they've learned, and their advice to future participants, things to think about if any of you are out there thinking of applying for the CELTA course, because like anything else, it does take a bit of careful consideration, not something to jump into, and most importantly for our participants here, whether they think it was worth the struggle or not. Okay, so we're going to start by asking people to sum up their experience in a word or two of their 10 weeks of CELTA. Okay, so who shall we start with first? Shall we nominate alphabetically? Okay, let's go with somebody whose face I can see immediately. Tariq, tell us. I'll forget the alphabet.
As for me, I think that I have been teaching English for 27 years, and I thought that I will gain nothing. But sometimes you feel that you have all the experience, and suddenly you feel that you are mistaken. And really, I was mistaken. And everyone should have new knowledge and should increase his knowledge, because when I did CELTA, I felt that I was mistaken, and I have to be updated with new technology and new search and new
okay.
And the Bible. So I feel that everyone should try it and should have it to increase his knowledge.
Okay, thank you. All righty. I like your couple of words. Well done. Okay, great. Mohamed Al-Hamad, please. Yes.
Yeah. I've been teaching English for 20 years, maybe more than 20 years. But
can we do the short description first, please? Just
sure.
Like a couple of words, because then you can tell us more later, please. If that's
it's
all right.
Okay. Yeah, sure, definitely. Honestly,
even one word, if you can.
Yeah. CELTA is about quality teaching.
Great one. Okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay, who's next? Rasha, please. One or two words.
CELTA changed my mindset about teaching.
Great. Okay.
Yes.
Mariam?
CELTA is beyond my expectations.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who have I got here? Amar, please.
Yes. CELTA is about showing, not telling.
Bravo.
Yeah, to be student-centered.
Very nice indeed. Francisca, yes. Please.
Yeah, if you're looking for a practical teaching experience or teaching training, CELTA is where to go.
Great. All righty. Thank you. Hamada, please.
Hamada? Yeah, Hamada. Okay. I think if you are looking for a course that will develop your skills in teaching English, I think CELTA is yours. It's rich and unforgettable experience, actually. Regarding the tutors, regarding the colleagues, regarding the course itself, everything constructed effectively, and it's really, really well done.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
We'll pay you later. Great. Okay, Rami, please.
Okay, yesterday, Mr. Muhammad asked me about that. I told him, CELTA is like a dream. Yeah, you can achieve your dream and apply it in the future to be fact.
Great. Not like a nightmare when you're doing all your assignments.
It was.
Maybe in re-submission.
Brilliant. Okay, Minna, please.
Yes, for me, it's an achievement, and it's all about being a communicative teacher, and then it's a step forward in your professional development.
Wonderful. Thank you. Sameh, please.
Actually, they left nothing. I mean, well, CELTA is about commitment, perseverance, and quality teaching, like everybody else said. Yes.
Great. Okay, thank you. Basma, please.
CELTA changed my, let's say, the methodology that I was using while I was teaching. I can say that it improved my teaching methodology.
Excellent.
That's until that point. And regarding the closed gates that it will open, I'll just check now if it is opening the closed gates now. Yeah, that's it.
Great. Thank you. Brian, please.
Yes, so CELTA, even if you have experience teaching, this will teach you new techniques that will help you improve the quality of your teaching. So, you know, as a native English speaker, I know I've improved.
Wonderful, thank you. Nesma, please.
CELTA is such an amazing adventure, full of wonderful details with great tutors and spectacular colleagues for me.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Nesma.
Thank you.
All righty. I think one of the things we've mentioned is probably the three things that people will take away with them, yeah? So if you could narrow it down to three things that you'll take away with you, I know that's a lot because we've been, you know, working for 10 weeks, but sort of three qualities, gifts that you'll take away with you to improve your teaching, what would those three things be? Okay,
Yeah.
so try to think of sort of three words or three short phrases, please. Okay, Mohamed Ahmad, you look as if you're ready. Go for it.
Okay. Okay, let me say TTT, keeping my TTT reduced to the minimum. Radwa is laughing now. Okay, my ex-tutor. Yeah, and to have an effective communicative purpose in my lessons. And maybe the last thing would be to keep my lessons student-centered.
Lovely.
And sorry, Laura, but just to make it clear to the audience, TTT is teacher talking time.
Yes.
So this is what we mean by TTT.
Very good. Well reminded. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is something we nag the participants about because, especially if we're experienced teachers, we're used to doing a lot of talking. But on CELTA, we encourage you to reduce it because it's the students who need to talk, not the teacher, because the teacher already speaks excellent English, but the students need to practice. So we talk a lot about reducing your TTT, teacher talking time, and increasing your STT, which is your student talking time.
Sure.
So if you do a CELTA, don't be surprised if your tutor constantly nags you about reducing it as much as you possibly can. And it's quite a difficult habit to break, especially if you're very, very experienced.
Yeah.
All righty.
May I?
I'm moving over. People can raise their hands as well if they want to say that they're ready. Tawfiq, I realize I missed you out. Yes.
All right, that's fine. I would quote what Radwa has been always telling us: put more thoughts into anticipated problems. You have to be anticipating everything, anticipate everything what happens in the class. The best teacher who is well planned for everything. So you know what comes up. You know, you're prepared for everything that might pop up in your class. So once you are ready for everything, you can handle everything, and that's what makes a good teacher. So besides everything was informative. You know, I really got a lot of information. Besides that, I had taken some courses related to teaching English, but that was a really informative regarding the TPs, was a great experience. So TPs, do more TPs on your own with other colleagues and put thoughts into, you know, what might pop up in your class to get the hang on what you're doing. That's what I might say.
Okay, thank you. Amar, you had your hand up first, so
yes.
Give to you, please.
Okay, one of the most important thing is to keep the class student-centered, as I mentioned before, to have cohesion between the stages of your lesson. Yes.
Yes.
And demonstration.
Very nice.
Especially with elementary.
Yeah.
Very nice indeed. Yes, yes, absolutely.
Me?
Okay. I'm
Hamada?
moving, just looking. Yes, Hamada, you had your hand up earlier. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. No
Your
problem.
3 things.
Okay. 3 things. I think that I need to carry with me when leaving the course. Okay. Number 1 is modeling the language to the level of the students. Actually, because what's good for elementary maybe doesn't work well with the intermediate or the upper intermediate. Or okay. So this point actually I have learned from the course and from you, especially, Mr. Mohammed. The second point is what Mr. Ammar has just mentioned just right now, is the cohesion between the stages, to link every stage to the other one in a smooth way and in a good way, let's say. The last thing is planning before the lesson. I think that 10 minutes well planning will save the whole lesson.
Excellent point.
Allow me to say something here, Hamada.
Yes.
The input is a big deal on the CELTA course, but also feedback is crucial. So the feedback you got from your first tutor, because on CELTA you get feedback from 2 different tutors. On the first half of the course, you got feedback from myself, and on the second half, you got feedback from Laura.
Yes.
So that's why you mentioned our names, but we were like 3 groups with 3 tutors. Some candidates or some of the course participants weren't, you know, with Radwa, some of them weren't with me. So that's just a quick clarification that CELTA participants, the course participants, get taught and get their feedback from different tutors in order to widen their scopes of teaching.
Even Mr. Mohammed Tawfiq mentioned Miss Radwa before, because she's his tutor.
I just wanted to clarify this.
Yes, no problem. Yes.
2 names. So I just wanted to make this clear that Radwa, to surprise everyone, Radwa interviewed me 6 years ago and accepted me as an instructor somewhere. Like,
but she looks younger.
And I am like,
no. My look is deceiving. Don't worry.
The same thing I said, Radwa, when I knew that you interviewed Mr. Mohammed. I said, but she's so young.
Yeah. She looks younger.
Yes, of course.
Good genetics.
Thank you, guys. I'm speechless.
It's true. Okay. I saw Rami and then Basma. You had your hands up, so can I ask Rami first and then Basma, please?
Really, Mr. Muhammad said what I'm going to say exactly, because the best part, in my mind, the best part is the feedback I got from my tutors. Okay, because it showed me what I need to do later. Okay, what the weakest points I have to work on. Okay. Because here, Radwa or Mr. Muhammad, they always support us to improve our weakness point. Okay, so the feedback is, I think, it's this part I need to focus on before going to plan the next lesson.
Very nice. Yes, think about your action points, things to work on. Brilliant. No, that's very, very well put. Thank you, Rami. Okay, Basma, please.
Yeah. Well, during this course, I have learned a lot, really, managing time, because I was not worried at all about time, and this taught me a lot how to give each and every part of the lesson the assigned time and the time it deserves. I have learned also some methodology that I didn't use before in my lessons, how to deal with different psychological states of students, how to even not only teach as I will not be focusing on the target language only. No, I have to anticipate even the students' culture, the students' manners, behaviors, and study even the students' levels before teaching every point. So, for example, if I'm going to teach this word, how is this student with this culture or with this abilities will understand or will grasp this point?
So it's being aware of your learner.
Yeah, exactly. Even the psychological state of each learner. I was taught even how to manage my class, how to use the resources and the materials in a proper way. It's not only a matter of the teacher's book and how to even select my resource and how to not to stick to a certain or a specific information that I know. No, I have to search over there and over there in order to catch the information and to deliver it the way that it should be to each learner. So how to create even while I'm teaching is not only a matter of teaching and delivering the lesson. So I was really so much I got so much benefits from this course really, and I hope that I can apply that in the real lifetime. That's why I need so much experience to and really that's the point. Why did I take the course? I need to apply it everywhere, and I hope that I have the chance to travel abroad and to even to get so much benefits and useful knowledge from other countries. So it's really a very good step to start your career as a teacher. Yeah, thank you for all the teachers. Thank you very much.
No, we thank you. Thank you very
much. Thank you for the tutors too.
Bless you. Thank you. All righty. Okay, I'm going to have to move over. Sana, you have your hand up.
Yes.
So.
Well, some of the takeaways, from the course, I had issues with time. Muhammad knows, and you know, and everybody knows. My background is different. I teach literature where we don't have those limits on how or what to, or even when to do stuff. With the course, with your help and support, I think I came a long way. Also, the idea of monopolizing the talk, I talk all the time, and I used to. I think I also came a long way when it comes to teacher talk. I think I stopped playing God in class. Manipulating the threads, doing everything, not leaving anything to the student. I stopped doing that, and this is a big plus. And also the idea of planning. Obviously everything in life needs planning, but with teaching, I think planning is very important. The more you invest time in planning, the more successful you are in managing the class. Thank you so much. It was amazing, and I enjoyed it, and I benefited substantially from it. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very, very much. Well done. Wow. Lots of interesting stuff coming out. Anybody else? Shall I choose, or somebody want to? Francisca, you had your hand up. Sorry, you were waiting. It's your turn, please.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, guys. We have all spoken very well. Really, I don't know how to summarize my experience, but I will try because it's quite encompassing. There's a lot. With my background, not being teaching, I've always looked for a practical teaching course to train myself. And once I remember, I asked my HOD, I said, what do you suggest? He said, do a CELTA course. I was surprised. I said, what about TEFL? Like TESOL, I saw a lot of online TESOL. I said, what about TESOL? She said, no, do CELTA. It's practical. And wow. When I did it, I'm very happy. Like, it far exceeded my expectation. It was so practical. It's just taught me how there's a lot of talk about learning by doing. Let the students learn by doing. And this is exactly what happened to us on CELTA. We learned by practice. It wasn't just theory. It was practical. And it also helps to model us. So as teachers, we need to give students the opportunity to practice in the classroom. So this is one thing I'm taking away from this course. Getting the students to practice the language in the classroom is very important. And that's why we all talk about student-centeredness. CELTA was student-centered for us. And I will take this into my class to make my lessons, my language learning lessons, student-centered. This is one thing. Secondly, is the feedback. A lot of us have talked about that. As a teacher, this is one difficult thing to give quality feedback to students, especially when there is something the students need to work on. So it becomes, you need to know how to do it sensitively without crushing the passion of the students. Really, it's a skill, and I admire our team, the way they did it. They encouraged us, they cheered us on. At the same time, they gave us quality feedback. Thank you guys for this. Yeah, at some point, of course, it doesn't feel so good, you know, but then we needed them.
Criticized, Francesca, not easy to be critiqued all the time. So it's our struggle to do this gently and tactfully.
Yes, absolutely.
And you guys are amazing at that. And you also taught us, because we also go into our classes to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we have to give feedback to our students too.
Yes.
And we learned how to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very
well. Thank you guys so much. A very wonderful skill I learned here.
Thank you.
Then the last
Thank
one
you very
is
much, Francesca.
the planning.
One more. Your last thing?
Planning. The planning, just like Rami said, planning is everything. I used to think the lesson plan is just to fulfill our righteousness, just to hand it in, but no way. I changed my mentality about planning with CELTA. It helps you to be ready for everything. The anticipation, the solution you propose even before the problems arise. Yeah, it's so much. Thank you so much.
No, thank you very much.
A lot.
We have to thank you all
and
for
I
that
would
because,
highly recommend this to anybody.
Great.
Just like head of department recommended this to me, I would recommend this to any other person. Thank you, guys.
Well, no, thank you all also for being very receptive to feedback, because I know sometimes it was hard. And because we are humans, we like to be stroked and told how wonderful we are. And even though you know that it's criterion-based, it's not a personal thing, but sometimes it feels like that. You've been up all night planning your lessons, and then suddenly you're like, oh, it's not as, it didn't go as well as I'd hoped. And so, thank you for, taking it and being able to work with it, even when there were times when you were probably, quite upset, quite disappointed, and this is a hard thing on CELTA, because you had to, recalibrate your ideas about teaching and, wrestle with what you did before, in line with the criteria expected on this course. So that's, a huge struggle for many of us, and that's quite normal.
Brian is based in Vietnam, so I'd like to ask Brian, how did he find it with IH Cairo?
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So I originally was looking for, one based in Ho Chi Minh City where I live, but they didn't have any available at the time. So my next best thing was, what's the next closest time zone? And Dubai was, but they didn't have the schedule I wanted. So then I found Cairo, but this happened to be very, very lucky. I really enjoyed this course, so I would recommend this to all my friends that are trying to pursue their certifications in the English teaching field.
Brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes, because you were doing the course from, sorry, was it you doing the course from like 2 p.m. till 9 p.m. or something?
Yeah, basically 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. every Friday, Saturday. Yeah. Mhm.
Sorry, Radwa.
No, this is just what I was going to say, that we manage very well with different time zones. I guess we have at least 5 different time zones so on that course.
Yes.
So yes.
Exactly. Francisca's in
Yeah,
Dubai.
that was
So what time is it now where you are?
2:07.
Right. So again, we've got a 2-hour difference. Yes.
So
And for those in and those in Saudi.
Saudi.
It's 107.
107.
An hour's difference. So we did some juggling, and we also had somebody on the course that was doing the course in Arizona, who was doing the course from sort of like 11 p.m. till sort of 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, because he's a night manager at a hotel. So these are the weird and wonderful ways that people do their online CELTAs. So I think Brian made an excellent point. It's finding the time zone that works for you. So even when you're very far away, I mean, Brian's sort of the other side of the world for us. So, you know, it can be done. It's just finding time zones that work for you. I don't think doing it all night is the best way, but if you are working nights anyway, then it might be a good solution. So that's also a possibility. All right. Anybody else who would like to tell us their 3 things before we move on to another question?
Yes,
if you can't, go on, Rasha.
I will just talk about 3 things that I remember from my tutors. I remember when my Ms. Radwa said that it's not about how professional or how to show how professional you are. It's about how much the student should practice and should have the chance to speak and to think by himself and to be to have the control, not the teacher have the control all the time. And I remember Ms. Laura when she told me you demonstrate to the student or with the student. So I remember that yes, you have to not all the time to talk and talk. You have to reduce teacher talking time by doing everything with the student, not by yourself. I also really lesson planning helped me to be organized and also anticipating the problems. Whenever I look at the feedback and I try to avoid what I made last time. I think that I improve myself and I get better next time. And I found this result in in the next feedback. I think that the best advice I can give to anyone who wanted to develop himself, if you wanted to stop being a traditional teacher and to be a professional and effective teacher at the same time, you have to take CELTA.
Excellent. Wow, lots of things to think about, lots of food for thought. Okay, Nesma, thank you, Asha.
I think after the CELTA, this is the thing that I've learned the most, that the whole teaching process is mostly about the students. Student-centered, what they need. It's not what I need from them. No, it's all about what they need. And another thing, eliciting. It was a very new thing to me. How to elicit from students. They don't know the information, how to do it. I need to elicit, not provide them with the information. And that is absolutely new thing to me. So I think it's yes. So when we elicit from students, actually it helps to make the class more student-centered and reduce the teacher talking time. So also about the feedback sheet. Whenever I have a lesson, maybe in TP5, I need to pay attention to the things that I've done, the things that I need to work on in TP4. So I'll work on these things, not, okay, I'll work with other things, but I need to pay more attention to these points in order to improve myself, in order to show that I'm doing my best to improve as a teacher. So yeah, the feedback is always helping. Also, the planning. Lesson plan, it's not about writing stuff, as Rami and all my colleagues said. It's more about, when I have the lesson plan, it actually gives me a more clear thinking about what I'm going to do during the session, how and when So it's a great lesson plan is actually a time saver, a key to success during the TPs actually.
The wise candidates use the lesson plan during the lesson, not just as a piece of paperwork required by the course. So that's some kind of a mistake some teachers make. They just try to give it to the tutors and submit it to portfolio. It's not about the portfolio. Number one, it helps you during the lesson.
Exactly. I mean, lesson plans aren't just bits of paper that you do to shut your tutors up.
After the CELTA, now we know.
Oh, to my
now
lesson
we know
plan.
that. After the CELTA.
Yes. Very, very well said, Nesma. I mean, at the end of the day, a plan is there to help you. It's not supposed to restrict you. It's a map. It's a roadmap of your lesson. And if you've made a good plan, then the idea is it's supposed to make you feel more confident in class. You know, it should be easy enough. There's nothing wrong with looking at your plan during a lesson. Nobody expects you to memorize it.
So some
say it again.
Managers ban the teachers from looking.
Yes, I think it's astonishing.
Yes, if they do this tactfully and they look while they're monitoring, not distancing themselves from the students, look. They can look.
Maybe while the listening task, or maybe while the reading task, I just, you know, a quick look and back to
you have to
well, that's exactly. I mean, there's a difference, isn't there? I mean, I have heard things like this. Even in Turkey, I've heard things like this as well. You know, teachers shouldn't be looking at their lesson plan during their lesson. But I think there's a difference on how you look at your plan. Your plan is also a checklist, isn't it? You need to make sure that you're doing everything that you've planned. You're also checking that you've got enough time and things like this. So for me, it's how you look at your plan. So if I imagine this is my plan, if I do this,
this is not the way.
Okay, that's something else, isn't it? So, but if I just do a quick, okay, that's absolutely fine, isn't it? All right, and that's what we should be doing. And actually, it sends a very good message to your students. Even when you teach, actually, I noticed it a lot when I was teaching adults. I often took my lesson plan into class, and I would check it occasionally. And my students would ask me, and come up and say, "What's that on the table?" And I go, "It's my lesson plan." And they go, "Oh, you plan it?" No, lessons just come out of my ears. I just dream them, you know. Because, you know, there is this unfortunate assumption around the world that teachers don't actually do any planning. They just walk into class with a book and yalla bina, you know, and of course that's not true. Good lessons are planned, you know. It doesn't just happen. Okay, there is the time as you become more experienced and more familiar with your book that you can, you know, do a lot without thinking through so much because of your experience, you have all those processes in your mind. So they're more subconscious than, you know, active. But yeah, I mean, of course you need to use a plan. That's what it's there for. It's not just a piece of decoration. You're not using it to decorate your walls, you know. So.
And that part of problem anticipation is really amazing. And let me quote here Mr. Khalaf's words: "Search for effective problem anticipation." And here we would come also to Radwa's words when she was saying, "Guys, it's all about awareness." So it's here the combination of being aware of what's your role is and what is your role, and being also aware of your students' needs. So
if you let me interrupt here, Minna. Yes, I always ask for relevant and realistic problems, because once we find the real problem with this piece of language, we will be able to solve it with the students or for them in the plan. So
deliver it more effectively.
And if you allow me, Laura, we added all the participants to Cambridge model, where unit on how to do things more effectively. So there is a complete unit on problem anticipation, and this problem anticipation unit is designed by Cambridge and IH International House. So they know exactly what the teachers need to do and how they should think in order to anticipate more effectively. So I'm really asking you to go back to Cambridge model in the coming year, because we will keep it open for the whole year. since you enrolled in the course, the same day next year, the access will be, you will lose access to that. So a complete year, use this during the year, go back to the unit, study and revise. It will help you, stay refreshed and able to do everything the way we asked you to do.
Absolutely. And I think you described it really well, Mohamed, earlier when you said it's a treasure, and it really is like a treasure chest. And because of this material provided by IH and Cambridge, it means that you almost had 2 courses. So there was the input that we did with you, and the sessions that are in the Moodle, you'll be able to use for another year. So that's it's like, you paid for 2 courses for the price of 1.
Yes, 2 courses for the price of 1, and the tasks are interactive, and they provide you with feedback, and they autocorrect themselves, and they give you feedback, and they say why, and the background of everything, the rationale. So it's really a treasure.
Yes, because you can revisit the sessions. Sorry, you can revisit the sessions that we did and sort of think, oh yes, because the thing on any CELTA, whether you're doing a full-time or a part-time, online or face-to-face, a lot of CELTA happens very fast, and you sort of, you get most things, but then after the course you think, well, hang on a minute, what did they say about blah, blah, blah? So now you can go back to your, your treasure trove, and then sort of go, oh yes, and you can work through the tasks and refresh your memory.
And this is a privilege, face-to-face, CELTA courses don't have.
Exactly, so, this is an online gift.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely. Sorry, I noticed Rami's had his hand up for quite a while, so please.
Just a little bit thing I need to add. I have learned how to be an effective member in a team. How to work in a team, not only individual. Yeah, really, most in Arab countries, here we prefer to work alone and to get or to be the star of the team. But here in CELTA, I have learned how to work in a team. Okay, and all of the members, okay, will be succeed in future.
To be a good team player, maybe.
Yeah. To be in a good team, not only work alone. We
Absolutely. Work. The essence of teaching.
Yeah.
Sure.
Really, thanks for my brilliant members.
Well, teamwork is an important quality because it's something that employers all over the world look for. So, for those of you who worry about grades and things like this, it's not so much the grade that organizations are looking for. It's, as long as you've all passed, that's the most important thing. But what we're looking for is people who can work as part of a team, who are good to work with. Because to be a successful teacher, you have to be good at working as part of a team. I know that's not so much of a thing when you're working online, although it was during the course. But if you're teaching at a school working online, then of course you have to, have good teamwork skills. Face-to-face is even more important. But you want people who are helpful and are nice to work with, who understand that it's not all about me, I, Teaching isn't about that. It's about learning from others and developing yourself, listening to others, watching other teachers, which is something that you get on a CELTA course. And I would encourage people to keep on doing that after the course, because I learned a lot by watching other teachers. I sort of sit there and go, oh, wow, why didn't I think of that? And I've always said this, I've been a CELTA tutor since 1997. So I've had the good fortune to watch teachers, observe teachers from all over the world. And I can't count the times when I watched somebody with much less experience than myself, and I think, oh, why didn't I think of that? My 34 years sometimes mean nothing to me. That's such a smart idea, So developing never stops. So, I think that's the big thing, And that's also being willing to listen. That's part of your sort of teamwork spirit. All righty, Nesma, you had your hand up there, so I'm going to bounce over to you.
Yes, when you talk about the online and face-to-face CELTA, I can't hold myself. The online CELTA course is a bless because I've kept delaying taking the course because I don't live in Cairo. So I kept delaying. Okay, next year, maybe after a few months. Okay, I would. So I keep delaying until it's the online course. It's a bless. It's a bless. So whoever is willing to take the course, it's such a bless with great tutors again. So there is no less experience that we're going to have in the online CELTA course. No, I don't attend. I didn't attend a face-to-face course, but I am pretty sure that the experience that I have in this course is greater, much greater than I expected. So yeah,
Wonderful.
the online is a bless. It's such a bless. Yeah.
Especially for mothers out there.
Sorry, say it again.
Especially for mothers out there.
Yes, yes, being able to work from home.
Yes, it is. It is wonderful.
Yes,
Wonderful.
we have many mothers on our course.
Yes.
So, and well, I should say parents. I mean, you know, many of the participants on this course have children at home. We've also had a few visitations. A few little heads have popped up, which is great. So that's the plus and the negative side, things to think about. But I think it is a great boon, especially for mums, because you know where your children are. You don't have to leave the house.
The positive side is higher, I think, because at least when I have a 10-minute break, I'll have a look. Okay, but yeah. So whoever is willing to have the CELTA, I totally give my advice to go to take the online course.
Right. It worked perfectly for you.
It's such an amazing experience. Yes, wonderful.
Excellent. Well, Russia, I think originally intended to take the course face to face, and you were, at the beginning thinking, "Oh my God, I really didn't want to do it online." How do you feel now after all this? Sorry to put you on the spot.
Really, yes, it was a bliss. It helped me a lot. I have no information at all about how to handle Zoom, how to teach online. I think that it was an experience that helped me, that would help me in the future. I think that now I have, by the time I have information about all the things that I can use in Zoom and how can I handle it effectively, and by also anticipating the problems and to know what will waste time to use something which is catching for students, like Jamboard, like for example, dice like Wheels of Fortune, which Mr. Mohammed had done with us before by nominating the students who will answer or who will be the leader of the group. Yes, I think that it was a completely different experience.
Wonderful.
And actually, it's like online teaching now is what we call the new normal, right? So with the lockdown starting everywhere, so
yes. The whole world actually is moving to the online teaching. So it's a plus when we have the online course. It's a plus for all of us to get used to all the Zoom features and how to be a very strong teacher with the online teaching. So it's
honestly speaking, if we compare online teaching or online CELTA to face-to-face CELTA, I'd like to say I've never met a CELTA tutor who cuts corners. So whatever we do on the face-to-face course, we actually do it's just the medium of transferring knowledge. But we never cut corners. I've been working with Laura for years, Radwa for years, and other tutors. We never cut corners. So whatever we do here, we actually do there with the privilege of the Cambridge model treasure.
That's helped us a lot.
And also, Mohammed, we also comment on like how you would do it differently in a face-to-face lesson. So this is very important that on an online course we also comment on like physical teaching and how you do things in a real classroom.
Exactly.
So,
and they get to observe real classes, face-to-face classes, and critique them. So you miss nothing when you do CELTA online.
We were absolutely sure about that, because I'm telling you, the experience that I have in this course is much greater than I was expecting. So it's
you have the same stress that you can find in
doubled, by the way.
So people actually will be surprised when they start the course. Whatever they were thinking about the experience that I will have in the course, no, it will be much greater. So it's amazing.
Amazing, wonderful.
Can I add something, Ms. Laura?
Yes, of course.
Really, I want want to say that maybe I didn't have the chance to teach with Mr. Mohamed Khalaf, but I want to tell him that all his input session, I will not forget it all my life, really. And we missed you in the last part of the course. We missed your input sessions so much. And I think that I want to tell you that all the time I try to imitate you in CCQs and the ICQs. And I think that to know that this teacher has a strong impact, I think by imitating him. So if I imitate you, this means that how influential you are and how strong is your impact on us.
I don't know how to respond to that. Thank you beyond the words. Thank you very much, Rasha.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much.
Very much.
Okay, Tarek, I'm just going to get you to give us your 3 takeaways before I ask another question.
One thing I think we all must be thankful to our tutors and ourselves, of course, is the framework of our lesson plan. I think that we all have one lesson plan at our schools. We don't have many varieties of lesson plans, but suddenly here we found that we have different frameworks of lesson plans. At first, they seem ambiguous to us, but when we began to apply all of them, we began to see the benefit of all these. We began to feel that we have something like TTT, teaching test, and we began to feel how fruitful these were. So in the following years, I think that if I'm going to plan a lesson, I will go back to the framework for productive this plan and this plan and this plan, and I think that it will be very useful to me in the following years.
Absolutely. All righty. My last question, I think, would be, what advice would you give anybody considering doing a CELTA course? So have a think. If somebody said to you, I mean, I know many of you, like Francisco said, was advised to do it. But if you now, because you have experienced the course in its entirety, and somebody says, right, I was thinking of doing it, but I'm not sure. What would you get them to think about? What advice?
The first step to start your career, if you're gonna be a teacher, so
good one.
You need to take you need to do the CELTA. If you need to change even your country and you need to move to another country, so it's really a very good. It's a key to travel to another country, and even if you need to upgrade your levels of. By the way, it's not only a matter of methodology of teaching. I myself learned a lot about the language, the English language, even because when you're doing your assignments and you're improving your phonology, your phonetics, you're improving your accent, you're improving everything. So it's really an inclusive course.
All of these are byproducts, to be honest. The course is all about methodology, but these things happen as kind of byproducts, side plays.
And by nature, and you'll find yourself that you're very good, even you're improving your accent, and this is by nature because you are doing your assignment, and even your writing skills are getting improved as well because you have 4 assignments you need to work, and you have the same. I'm sorry to say that, but it's really true. You have. If you need to do the CELTA course, you need to have the space or enough time to do that because you will have so much stress in order to finish your assignments and to work on your skills, because you will not be able to be a good teacher or a good English language teacher unless you have the time and you have the ability and you have the skills. So you need to be prepared very well, but you have to start from now. Once you're free or once you have the available time. And by the way, the part-time CELTA course is a good advantage for those people who have a full-time work jobs. So they need to do it in their weekends, Fridays and Saturdays. It's a really very good advantage as well because it improves even your time if you want to do or if you have your work, if you want to do other jobs with your kids. I myself, I'm a mother. And I try to, divide my time upon my work, my CELTA course, and this is online course helped me a lot to do that. So go on and start doing your CELTA. It's really beneficial for all of you, for all those who are intending to take the course. Yeah.
I think you've done a very good job of juggling. Can you remind us how many children you have again, Basma?
Yeah, there are four, yeah.
Wow.
There are women doing these courses with 4 children.
Yes, and they are babies.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
God
They are
bless
babies.
you,
But they are not
Mama.
responsible at all. So that's why I tried hard. They were 4, and they are kids, and they do not have the responsibility to just do their to go to school or to prepare themselves. No, so I divided my time. But
can't say go and get your own breakfast.
Yeah. Yes. They don't do anything. They're
like
just kids. Yeah. But the part-time helped a lot.
They're young.
Yeah.
They need a mother. Yeah.
It helped a lot.
So,
yeah.
Very well done to all the mums.
Laura, I'm just worried about my laptop battery. So I'd like to give one piece of advice in case my laptop just switches off.
Yes.
One piece of advice for everybody who is planning to do CELTA: please receive the feedback, your tutor's feedback, with an open heart. We are here to help you. We want to see you succeed and flourish. And allow me to just give an example. Dr. Sameh was one of the participants. He has a PhD in literature, and he was so open to feedback. We always worry, Laura, let me reveal the secret. We always worry when we have a PhD candidate with us, because they normally feel like, no, we're not going to accept feedback. We know a lot. Yes, you do, but in your field, CELTA is a practical course. Please, when you plan to do it, when you're going to do it, make sure that you have a very open heart for feedback, because it's there to help you. And the feedback is one of the most important elements of the course, because it's personalized. It's you. It's all about you. We never hold the grudges. We know how stressed you are. We know how stressful the course is, and we appreciate the effort that you exert the whole night planning a lesson or writing an assignment, but we still need to give you honest feedback. So that's the point.
Absolutely. And I think that's an excellent example, because I interviewed Sameh. We actually spoke to each other while I was on holiday. I was interviewing him from my hotel restaurant. So we had quite a fun time with people chatting around us. But I think it was very important that he came in with a very open mind and was willing to learn despite his vast academic experience. And this is very, very important. So if somebody like Sameh can come in here with, amazing academic qualifications, so master's and a doctorate, and still be ready to listen and learn, then, this is something for all of us. Always, be receptive. You might not always agree with it. That's absolutely fine, because that's life. We don't agree with everything everybody says to us. But at the end of the day, it is a set of criteria. It's not an opinion. We show you what we're looking for. There's no surprises. So when you hear this, so there's funny videos on YouTube, the secrets of a CELTA course. There are no secrets. It's clearly written. This is the criteria from Cambridge. Here you are. Read it, and this is what we're judging you on. We're grading you on. I shouldn't even say judging, because we're not. We're grading you according to that set of criteria. So I think that's a piece of excellent advice. Be receptive. Be open. Anybody else? Go on, Radwa. I think.
Yes, please. Yes, my advice would be that be very open with your interviewer about any problems that you have, whether it's a disability, whether it's a learning difficulty, whether it's a medical or health problem. So be very open with your tutor from the very beginning. And I mean, even during the interview stage. And it's only then that we can help you, to choose the better mode for you, whether, for example, it's going to be better for you to do it online or face-to-face, part-time or full-time. And be sure that Cambridge ensures equal opportunities. So we will never reject you because you have a problem, okay? But as long as you say it from the very beginning, then it's only then that we can help you. And yeah, this is something that's very important. And also it's about your culture, okay? Because I mean, in Egypt, we feel like a little bit, yeah, we are not very open to talk about our problems, okay? And probably, yes, our education system doesn't encourage us to do this. But I mean, CELTA is an international certificate and we work with international standards. And at IHQ about any problems here that you might face on the course.
That's a super point. Yes, do remember that IH and Cambridge are both equal opportunities organizations. It is our job to help you. You know, I've had dyslexic candidates on my CELTA course, okay? And they've done extremely well. But because they told us at the interview, then we organized the course as long as you tell us at the interview, it's you know, information is dealt with professionally.
And I have my own problems.
Yes.
I have my own problems, and here I am. I'm a CELTA tutor, so yes. No one prevented
me. A shining example. I mean, Radwa, you never cease to amaze me, because you know you have issues with vision, and you know, very serious issues. But that never stops her scrutinizing your feedback, people, as you noticed. She never misses a trick. She even reminds me of procedures on the CELTA course, you know, and when I'm on assignment, do you remember that was on the criteria? And I go, whoops, excuse me. So don't, you know, I think the message to people out there, if you're thinking of doing a CELTA course and you have something that you think will impede your progress, it doesn't have to. As long as we know about it, we can help you out.
Yeah.
All right. That's what we're hired to do. And even if we don't know much about your disability, we make it our business to find out. Cambridge gives us advice. You know, there are ways to deal with it. You know, I'm in a Facebook CELTA tutors group. Somebody even told me recently they had a blind candidate on the CELTA course. I mean, totally vision impaired, but they did a CELTA. So, you know, as the slogan goes,
when there is a will, there is a way.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Okay. Before we wrap up, any more pieces of advice from candidates to other candidates?
Yeah,
what would you tell them before thinking of doing a CELTA?
One piece of advice I would like to give: if you would like to do a CELTA course, make sure your tutors are the same, like Laura, Radwa, and Mohamed. Very mysterious, but it's such a good.
Need more heart.
That's very flattering.
Yeah. Laura is like a cheerleader herself. Thank you so much, guys. You were so amazing. Yeah, Laura, you did a great job encouraging me. You know, from the interview through it all, you kept on saying, "Going, you can do it." Like initially, I was worried about it, everything, but then you cheered me on.
Thank you very much.
Here we are.
Was it,
calls us heroes.
Yes.
We really practically did it.
Oh, but gosh, yes.
It's all thanks to you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you very, very much. Anybody else like to give advice to somebody preparing themselves for the CELTA course?
Yeah, if I may.
Is that you, Sunny? Yes, please.
Yes. And I would address novice teachers especially, because CELTA course is, there is obviously more to CELTA course than just the methodology that everybody talks about. It's also about this boot camping, you know, regimented atmosphere that we sometimes feel. I think we need discipline. We need, you know, Laura, as much as we love her as a kind-hearted individual, she's also very strict when it comes to people breaking the rules and everything. I think for novice teachers, they are going to learn English teaching and also a way of life, a regimented, disciplined way of life.
Sort of more organized and more structured. Yeah?
Absolutely. Yeah,
I think that's the thing, isn't it?
Yes.
It structures your teaching, and of course, because the course is run in a certain way, of course,
it changes your mentality and your mindset.
Yes,
your mindset.
Absolutely, structure.
And I think they need to read about autonomy and start applying start learning how to be more autonomous in order to have better time in the course.
Exactly.
Yes.
I agree more also. And be prepared to go beyond or to the extra mile. The tutors may give you some certain, books or maybe titles. So you have to go the extra mile and try to read more and search and get more insights into what they are giving you. They are not spoon feeding you. So they are just telling you what to do, and it's your job to go and find it yourself. So you want everything on a plate, but try to get it yourself. It would it would make a great, person in general, and also being the CELTA candidate as well.
Well said. Please tell me, forget, teach me, I might remember, involve me, I learn.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. No more talking at our students. Okay. I'd like advice from parents. If somebody says to you, right, I've got 3 children, they're all quite small, they still need looking after. What would you tell them in order to do a part-time CELTA course, or what advice would you give them?
Motivate your partner.
Are there things you need to do, like organizing somebody to help you,
or pay some money to the partner?
Definitely.
Give him some money,
That agreement
just to shut him up.
My partner, I'm not paying my partner.
That agreement has to happen. Like if your partner agrees, they can pitch in for you. It goes a long way. For instance, I have 4 children myself. But within these 10 weeks, my husband did a great job. Voila, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't stop saying thank you. It was a for him.
It's a matter of agreement.
So
before the
course,
agreement.
It's
a matter of agreement. Before the course, you need to have a decent agreement with your partner that you will not be around during Friday and Saturday till night. So it's a matter of agreement.
The kids out.
So if you have, then go for it. And the rest of the week, you can manage actually with the assignments and the TPs. You have time for your kids. Yes.
Yeah.
And
one more advice, extra time, like lose some sleep also.
Yes, that thing called sleep. Yes,
you have to.
Let me sleep. I have 4 children. Yes, absolutely.
I was willing maybe someone to give me that advice before I attend the course.
Well, when we interviewed you, we asked you, if you have children, do you have somebody to help out?
Not about the children. It's something related to the course. To be more relief during the course and relaxed, you may have a decent preparation course. It will help. It will be a great chance for you to feel comfortable during the course. So I do believe if I had a preparation course, of course, during the course I had a lot of help from my tutors, Radwa, Mr. Mohamed, and Nora. But still, if I had a preparation course, it would have been much better. So I
good point.
what would happen. Yes.
Preparation is
prepared before the course.
Absolutely. I do think, yes, I think your point about preparation is excellent. And I also, because I'm not a mum myself, but I think it's very important as a mum doing the course to prepare for that, either more support from your partner. If you have support from mum, also very important, mums, sisters, aunties, please reach out for that support, because I think you will value it. And I'm sure this is what many of you did. I know some of you didn't always have that luxury because you're living away from your, extended family. So that's not always easy. But as much help as you can get is essential, because studying and working is always hard. It doesn't matter where you did it, where you do it. But studying and working and raising a family, that's, a whole different ballgame. And it's a lot
Laura,
to take on.
it's like we are like role models for our kids. So seeing us studying and doing some professional development, this will give them like a guidance to what they should do in their future.
I think that's absolutely wonderful. I've heard this from mums many times, and I totally agree. I think it's great for your children to see you as a mother working hard, developing herself, so that your children learn good values, that, success comes with hard work and dedication.
Yes.
not by
Best-
sitting
the
around
best
waiting for
motivation,
somebody to
yeah.
give it to you.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
best motivation, I mean, from parents. What comes
Yes.
from parents.
Yes, that things don't just as our parents always said to us in the UK, money doesn't grow on trees.
Yeah.
And unfortunately it doesn't. You have to work for it and you have to work hard. That's how life goes. All right, we're going to wrap up. So as I've said before, so any more last minute advice for people thinking of doing a CELTA? What would you tell them person to person?
For me, I would, don't hesitate to take this chance. It's a great opportunity, and you may subscribe for some channels or go through some groups, CELTA groups or something to get to familiarize yourself with the techniques and methodologies and so on before starting the course.
For me, just very simply follow the feedback of your tutors, and it will be a great success, honestly.
Oh, bravo, okay.
Follow instructions.
Thank you.
Yeah.
During the assignment.
Feedback of tutors. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I can say, Ms. Laura, that if you feel that you are experienced enough and you don't have to take any course, I think you are wrong. You have to take it. You will find a completely different experience. Yes.
Bravo. Chapeau. Yes, absolutely. I think it's a very good one because, it doesn't really matter how experienced you are. You can always learn. And I couldn't agree more with that, Russia. It never stops. And never think that you know everything because, as I said before, we don't. And I think, and it's very important because most of our teachers on this course were very experienced.
Yes.
We don't really have any new teachers or people who've never taught before. Nearly everybody has had quite a lot of experience and has had to go through quite a lot of adaptation. So, very well done to all of you for doing that, because I see a little devil called Ryan. Hello. Salam. So, I think that's very, very important. And it's very admirable that you all came onto the course ready to turn a lot of your teaching ideas upside down. So, and that couldn't have been easy, because when you've always known something to be a certain way, then, how can you possibly change it? It's impossible. So it feels impossible at the beginning, but we realize actually it's not that bad. Okay, anything else? Some last comments? This is your last chance. All righty. I think we should finish. And is there anything you'd like to add, Mohammed, please?
I just want to congratulate them on this grand achievement.
That was
It was a pleasure meeting you all. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to say that this is the last time we see our tutors and our colleagues. This is hard. This is heartbreaking, actually.
You can always keep in touch. So we would like.
Yes, of course.
Very happy to hear from you.
Absolutely. We'd like to thank you all very, very much for participating on the course. We know that like any situation, there are highs and lows, and I think that when those lows happened, because they will happen occasionally, that you dealt with them admirably, with great fortitude. You really sort of rose to the challenge. And I'm amazed by the way that people sort of changed their ideas about teaching and adapted so well, even though there were times when I could see that you were thinking, oh my God, this is nonsense, I can't possibly do this. And the fact that many of you were juggling this with your full-time jobs, with the responsibilities of families. There aren't enough congratulations on the planet to give to you, So I'd say congratulations on surviving the course. And we wish you the very best of luck in your future employment and future plans. And as Radwa said, keep in touch. That's the great benefit of being online. Okay, you can bug us no matter what time of day or night it is. I'm not saying that we'll always answer when you do that, but we will answer. Might not be immediately if you message us at 4 in the morning. I would like to have a little sleep at that time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank
Really.
you very, 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 very much.
Over now?
Yes, CELTA is finished.
Oh, no TP. Oh,
TP. More homework. Yes.
I promise it's heartbreaking.
Yes, it's bittersweet, isn't it? It's nice that you can
I miss
sleep.
your feedback. Yes, I
We
really.
start the
miss
course,
crying
at the
overnight.
beginning of the course. We start like over-stressed about the things we do during the course, and now we're feeling, what are we going to do?
What I'm going to do with my time? What?
Yeah,
Oh,
a lot of free time
Nesma,
now.
don't you miss Nesma? Don't you miss to be a mother? Don't you
Again,
miss the
sorry?
feeling of being a mother?
Yes, of course. I miss being. I think I need first. All I need to do first is to paint the town red before I do anything. I need to know.
Miss the feeling of being a mother, being a wife, of being even
Yes.
alive.
Back to normal life. Right. Oh, I have something to add. I've just received a message from the owner of International House Cairo, and he said that he would like to tell you that all the candidates on this CELTA course, if you take any of the Delta modules, you will receive a 10% discount.
Oh, really?
Wow. There's some incentive, isn't there?
Next year,
Thank you very
inshallah,
much,
next year.
Amina. I'm sure this will be most appreciated. If any of them is 1, 2, or 3, get a 10% discount.
Wow.
So lots of reasons to do your CELTAs with IH, isn't there?
Yeah.
CELTA could be done online.
Okay. Enjoy life.
online.
Go forth and teach. Reconnect with your families, of course. I'm sure they've been missing you, and you've been missing them. As Mohammed said, get a bit of rest if you can. If you can go away for a while, please do. But most importantly, I hope that you're going away feeling a lot more positive about teaching. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
We will miss you. We will miss you.
We will miss you all.
So much.
Yes,
we
yes,
will,
it's always
definitely.
bittersweet. You know, it's nice to have a rest, but it's also like, oh, what do we do with ourselves? You know, we'll be missing our interactions with everybody and little chats and stuff. So it is a kind of it's a and it's very mixed, isn't it? Okay, Mohammed, I think you had a hand there, but was that your heart coming up? Okay, so let's all say goodbye. Or as the French would say, au revoir. We'll, you know, see you again
Au revoir.
online.
Goodbye. À bientôt.
Yes, it's the hardest.
Salama.
It's most difficult.
Goodbye.
Take good care.
Okay, bye.
Take care.
Bye bye. Bye.
Come on,